Assalamu alaikum, Habibi. How do you use your mind to print money? This is the no BS, nothing held back, full reveal guide to using your mind to print more money. So, Echi, let's just jump right into it, right? Let me make my head a bit smaller because my head is too big. So, who am I in the first place? If you're new here, I teach these principles of the mind, right, to Muslim entrepreneurs. A few students, alhamdulillah, have got there making 10K per month, while most of them are on their way, right, making 2 to 5K per month right now. Also, I'm a boss, as you can see from that photo, right? How could you ever doubt me? My word is my honor or my seal. I don't remember how it goes. But look at me. I look like a boss, so just trust what I say. In this video, Echi, you will learn how to effectively reprogram your subconscious mind. The 4 habits, they're absolutely necessary, and you must use at least one to do that. And also how to maintain these habits and make it really easy for yourself to do it. As we go reprogramming your computer, your mind has two main parts. It's got your conscious mind, aka the gatekeeper, decides what goes in and what goes out. And you've got the subconscious mind, aka the bigot. And you'll see why I call it the bigot in a second, right? But let's jump into the conscious mind itself. The role of the conscious mind, which is the gatekeeper. Imagine a castle. The people who guard the gates and decide who comes in and out of the castle, right? The gatekeeper guards. That's your conscious mind. Meaning that whatever is on the outside doesn't necessarily have to come in. This is something I really want you to grasp. Whatever you see or think happens to you, you have a choice. You have a choice on whether or not you let it enter your gates of the subconscious mind. And this is your responsibility as the gatekeeper. You are fully responsible for this, Akhi. Don't be a blue haired pansexual, right? Victim of everything. Oh no, but this happened to me. That's why my life is this way. Oh, because I grew up with so much trauma. I grew up poorer than others. Don't be like that, okay? Just because poverty is around you, as it was around me. Right? I lived in a council estate. If you don't know what that is, that's where you're homeless, but the council, so the government doesn't let you go homeless. They put you in a building with everyone else, and your bank account isn't maybe a $1 million yet, or your business isn't making 10K per month yet. Don't let those enter your subconscious mind, because freedom is responsibility. My mum used to always say this to me, that Allah places more freedom on those who become more responsible. And I think Mama Lecamus is right. The role of the subconscious in this case is the bigot. I call the subconscious mind a bigot because it takes everything at face value, right? And it does exactly as it's told. Like, it doesn't actually think things through necessarily, okay? Because you've been living according to your own thoughts all this time. Meaning the subconscious does exactly as it's told by your conscious mind, which means you've been telling your subconscious mind to do the things that you've been doing. You've been telling your subconscious mind to not let you make 10K per month. You've been telling the subconscious mind for you not to have the freedom that you want to have, not to build the wells in Africa by now, not to have retired your parents by now, not to be building a masjid, not to be the confident person you want to be. You've told yourself that. What you've felt and what you've thought have all come true. And the thought you had 6 months ago about business being hard, that's made your business hard right now. It's made you not make the money you want to be making. You thought it was going to be difficult. You felt it was going to be difficult. Therefore, your subconscious believed it and made it so. And the role of the subconscious mind, again, is the bigot, right? You see, the subconscious mind takes everything that comes in as a fact, especially when it's linked to emotion. And let's say you fear failure. Simply by fearing failure, your subconscious mind will assume failure is existing. It assumes it's the reality of things. Even if it's not, like, even if, alhamdulillah, you're in a decent position, you start fearing failure, the subconscious mind is going to believe that's true. It's going to believe that business has failed already. Therefore, creating failure into your reality. But how? I hear you ask, Fedi, how do things just come up in the reality? Listen, Habib, listen up and you'll get it. Right? I hope you understand it. 90% of your actions are unconscious. 90% of the things you do are actually unconscious, such as breathing, and someone who is fearful of failure or money repels money. There's nothing wishy-washy, woo-wah, voodoo-ass bullshit about it, right? Like, with the fact that their actions end up aligning with what they're feeling and thinking, that's it. And on a sales call, this leads to, let's say, them being scared of sales calls or them thinking they're going to fail. It leads to them being nervous on a sales call. This is an unconscious action. You don't think, I'm going to become nervous. You just become nervous, right? The same way you breathe. Like, you don't think, I'm going to breathe. You just breathe. And the symptoms of misalignment is what I call this. Most likely your subconscious mind is misaligned with what you want in life. And that's because you have lost control and awareness of your own conscious mind. How do you fix this, Echi? Well, I'm going to tell you. You buy my 997 course, so go click the link in the description, buy my course, I'll see you in there, and inshallah, you'll make so much money. Don't worry, I'm just kidding, right? Just stick around. I'm going to show you exactly the 4 habits that you need to reprogram your subconscious mind. Let's get into it now. These are the 4 habits of reprogramming. Number 1 is simply having a vision. The best habit I can recommend, because it's so easy, right? It's so easy. For the amount of effort you have to put in, it gives you so much return. Simply reading your vision every single day. Once in the morning and once before bed. That's it. You just do that every day. I get all my students to do this. I get it to write them on a piece of paper. I'll share the slide with you as well that I share for all my students, so you can see it in the link in the description, inshallah. There's no email opt-in either, so don't worry. I'm not going to get you my email list to try and sell you my 997 course. But vision is incredibly important. Something I remember hearing a long time ago is, the man with no vision of the future ends up living in the past. If you have no vision of what the future could be, Habibi, you end up just staying in the past, which we don't want, right? We don't want you living in the past. We want you as you are now, having the success you want to have, like looking forward, not the poverty you had last week or the fact that when you were a kid, couldn't afford the things that you wanted. You couldn't buy a Wii and then your mum bought you a Wii and then you felt so good and then some of the remotes broke and then you felt really bad. Anyways, let's not go into that. Number 2 is an emotional control. This one is probably the hardest, but has the highest return on investment overall. Because whenever you feel as if you are negative in the moment, right? You feel doubtful, you feel fearful, you feel jealous, you feel envy, you feel scared, or you simply feel uncertain about your goal. Habibi, you can regain control by doing istighfar, okay? Very simple way. You just say astaghfirullah as many times as possible until you feel your heart, literally your heart, feel lighter. Or simply by assuming the feeling of freedom, success, confidence, pride, and love, which will shift your subconscious into believing that your goal is already achieved, making it effortless to achieve, right? Because again, 90% of your actions are unconscious. They come from the subconscious. So if you want those 90% of your actions to align with the goal that you want, which will make it effortless because you're not focused on just 10%, it'll become really easy. And again, that's the main point. Feel as if you have already achieved the thing. Feel as if you have already achieved your goal. And you will achieve it. Remember, I said that your conscious mind is the gatekeeper, right? This leads to habit number 3, which is visualization. And that everything you feel, see, touch, smell, etc., like any stimulus basically to the mind is imprinted into the subconscious. Do you remember me saying that? No, because I didn't say it. You don't have to remember it. I'm telling you now, right? Well, luckily, your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between what's real or not. You know those nights, like you can see my bed right there, right? You know those nights when you're just lying before bed. You can't really go to sleep. So you just, for some reason, imagine there's going to be a terrorist attack at your school. And then you imagine how you're going to react, right? And you can feel the adrenaline pumping. You can feel yourself jumping over a wall, grabbing the AK from the terrorist, shooting down all the terrorists, saving the class, having your Fatima go, "Oh, Habibi, I want to marry you now. Let me get my baba." And then you're like, "Yeah." That's not real, is it? But the emotions you felt, the things that you saw, they get imprinted in your subconscious mind. I know your subconscious mind is an idiot. I know. That's how it works. And what you actually feel and what you see, whether or not it's real or not, gets imprinted. So you have to see these things as already happening. So get in a calm state, right? Which kind of turns off the conscious mind a little bit and start seeing the things that you want to have. Actually start visualizing your vision. If you've written that down, amazing, right? Start seeing your vision. Start seeing yourself, one of the saviors of the Ummah, being looked up to by thousands of people. See yourself having a muscular frame, being financially free, having people respect you, having money to do whatever you want to do, travel wherever you want to go. See yourself on a plane, going somewhere. Habibi, see all these things, feel as if they're already true. And the last one, right, number 4 is prayer. Prayer as a habit is already incredibly powerful. But as a Muslim, you can always take this further. When you make dua, assume that Allah has already given you the thing that you've asked for. And assume that He will increase your rizq, right, your sustenance. And by doing so, you will hopefully feel hopeful and confident. Right? Inshallah, you'll feel that hope and that confidence. The same way when you do istighfar, your heart feels lighter. It'll be the exact same when you make dua. You'll feel as if you've left it to the person who can actually bring it to you, which is Allah. Allah can bring you anything you want. So how do you actually maintain these habits? So imagine at the end of the video, inshallah, you're feeling extra confident, you're feeling motivated, you're like, I'm going to start these habits are going to be amazing. But how do you actually maintain them? Really simply, akhi. It's super simple. This is like an idiot-proof way of maintaining habits. How do you just start small? I tell my students to do 1/10 of what they want to do. Like if you want to do 1 hour of something, do 6 minutes of it. If you want to do 10 minutes of something, do 1 minute of it. Start small, incrementally increase every week, and that's it. And I learned this like basically just from the 4 years of training. I've just learned to apply this. That's it. Right? From the 4 years of getting jacked, I'm not going to show you. Nice try. You will see progressively overloading each week, even with your habits, means they stay with you for longer. And instead of visualizing or making dua, right, at the end of every prayer, do it after 1 prayer. Do that every day for a week. And then the next week, do it for 2 prayers, right? Make dua after 2 prayers. Preferably when you're in sujood or just before you do a taslim, right? And then 3 prayers. You get the point. Each week, increase the amount that you do. And the maintenance of habits becomes easy once you've done it enough times. Like it really becomes easy once you've done it enough times. So no matter how intense, remember you have to be consistent. Consistency over intensity. It doesn't matter if you see someone doing 5 kilometers and you're like, oh, but I've only been running like a kilometer. Habibi, it doesn't matter. As long as you're consistent with it, it doesn't matter how intense things are. Even if you're doing like 1 piece of outreach a day, if you've done 1 piece of outreach a day for a year, you've done 365 pieces of outreach. Like it's not a lot. Some people are doing that in 1 day. Are they being consistent? Sometimes not. Sometimes intensity is really threatening. So be consistent over being intense. And Habibi, Jazakallah khair for watching. And inshallah, I get to you soon. And like I said, I've got a free community. It's free right now. It's only limited free for until like the 20th of August. So feel free to join Habibi. Inshallah, I get to you on there. There's a free course and everything. So feel free to join. It's about increasing your risk. And inshallah, I get to you in there. Inshallah, I get to you next time. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, anything like that. And also, YouTube recommends you watch this video or this video here. Allahu alam where it is. Just go watch it. Support your Habibi. Inshallah, I'll see you soon, akhi.